You'll come back to us.
Welcome to Movies We Love Recapped. Today we will look at a 2007 supernatural thriller entitled The Deaths of Ian Stone. Spoilers ahead. As always, please hit the like button. It won't cost you anything and it really helps the channel. Thanks so much. Here we go. The movie begins at an ice hockey game. We see a young man named Ian Stone skating furiously to score a goal for his team. However, he misses the winning goal and the buzzer sounds. His teammates blame him for the loss. He loves ice hockey and his pretty girlfriend Jenny. As he leaves the ice rink, he notices that the clock on the scoreboard is stuck at 2 seconds. After dropping Jenny off at her house, Ian continues home. It starts raining. Stopping at a railroad crossing, he sees what looks like a body lying in the road. He attempts to call emergency services, but the call fails. Suddenly the body rises up and rips him from the car, hurling him through the windshield. It then holds him down on the track as the train approaches. As he is shredded by the passing train, he suddenly jolts awake in an office. He is apparently now a different person. Jenny is no longer his girlfriend, but now just a coworker. He works late into the evening and returns home to his apartment that he shares with his beautiful lover, Medea. Things start getting very weird as he tells Medea that he used to play hockey on a team, but when he shows her the team photo, it's not him in the photo, it's someone else. The next morning as he rides the bus to work, he notices his watch has stopped working. Then he sees his former hockey teammates. They stare at him with knowing malice.
Stop the bus, please. Sorry.
Frightened, he jumps off the bus and is confronted by a strange man who tells him he is in danger. The man tells him that he is being hunted by the Harvesters, a group of mind-controlling entities who cannot be killed and feed off human fear. The man explains that every day at different times in different places, the clocks stop, and that means they are coming. He will then be murdered. The only problem is that Ian won't stay dead. He wakes in a new life, a new place, only for the cycle to repeat itself. Suddenly the man is pulled by the Harvesters into a pit. He flees back to his apartment and tries to explain to Medea what is happening. Terrified, he locks the doors. But Medea is actually one of them. She stabs him through the torso and watches him slowly die. Again, he awakes, this time as a cab driver, and his passenger is Jenny, his girlfriend from a previous life. He drops her off at home, and while waiting outside, notices frightening shadows watching him from the windows. He drives off in a panicked rush. He notices the man who warned him in the previous life and follows him into a dark alley. The man shows him memories of his other lives with Jenny and warns him to protect her, or the Harvesters will come for her next. Again, Ian is killed. Again, he awakens in a new life. This time, he is in an unemployment office, discussing his attempts at employment with Jenny again. But now, she's his social worker. Again the clock stops, and he panics. He flees from the building and is pursued by the Harvesters. He jumps in a cab and takes off. A harvester slashes through the roof and Ian jumps out, only to be mortally wounded by a speeding truck. The Harvesters surround him and end his life. They tell him they are not enjoying it, but they have no choice. He awakes again to find he is now a junkie, holed up in a rundown apartment. Jenny is now his neighbor, living a few doors down. He barges into her apartment and implores her to remember him. Vague memories flash into her mind, but there is no time. Clocks have stopped again. When the Harvesters arrive, Jenny and Ian have no choice but to run. Medea easily catches Ian and is about to end him again, but suddenly Jenny plunges a knife into her back. Medea finds it amusing and allows the two to keep running. They seek refuge on a subway train heading out of town. Jenny confesses to her memories of Ian's former lives. As Jenny sleeps, the strange man appears again It is then that the man reveals that he is one of the harvesters, and hints at Ian's involvement with them. He explains that harvesters feed on human fear, especially right before death. It is like a drug to them. They cannot live without it. Then he explains that Ian also was a harvester, the most powerful one, but he rebelled against them and hurt them. Now they hunt him, over and over again, and won't allow him to remember his true past. The man tells him to guard Jenny. She is his only hope. When they disembark, they are again chased by a group of harvesters, each a mass of pulsating veins, pitch-black muscles, and flesh. Some of the barely human faces are recognizable from Ian's previous lives. Medea appears and taunts Ian, knowing he used to be a harvester also. She tries to entice him to kill Jenny and return to the fold again.
Kill her, Ian.
He fights his urges to kill and commits suicide, jumping in front of a moving subway car. He wakes up strapped in a hospital bed. He cannot move as he screams for help. Medea appears and tells him he must feed. Other harvesters appear, and they wheel him into an operating room. The torture now begins. He won't die, but the pain will only get worse and worse. The torture continues, getting more and more horrible. She tries to get him to feed, but he resists. The strange man appears again, sick and suffering. He explains that Jenny's love was able to alter Ian. He found his sustenance through his love for her, rather than feeding on human fear. Ian then grew more powerful and grew the strength to kill the other harvesters. The man then feeds Ian from his own life force. Ian's wounds heal, and he grows strong again. When the harvesters return, Ian, with his new power, easily dispatches them. The harvesters, now realizing Jenny is the key, begin to hunt her through the hospital. They corner her in the morgue and are ready to devour her soul. Ian appears in his harvester form and dispatches them all. Jenny runs for her life, but is caught from behind by Medea. Ian follows her screams through the darkened hospital. Medea finally confronts him, and he is hurled through a glass mirror back into the real world. He is back in human form, and Medea now hurls him through a series of parallel universes. As Ian is on his knees, Medea drags Jenny in front of him, telling Ian that it can all end now if he will just feed. Ian agrees and stabs Jenny, but he now has the power to bring her back, with love. Medea is thus destroyed by Ian's love. Ian is suddenly now back to furiously skating in a hockey game, but this time he scores the winning point. As he celebrates with Jenny in the locker room, who has no memory of anything, he sees a harvester staring darkly at him. He follows the harvester to a darkened hallway and dispatches him easily. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, please hit the like and subscribe button to see more recaps just like this. See you next time.